Hello Libra, these are your tarot cards for January 2023. I'm DanielleStimpson of Learn Reiki Philadelphia. I'm so glad to have you here with me today. I highly recommend you check out your sun, moon, and rising signs if you happen to know them all. And if you'd like to join me for my 5 times weekly healing live stream here on YouTube, all of the dates and times are listed in the description box below. You can also learn about my live online Reiki certification classes, community Discord, crystal shop, and social media. So without any further ado, let's jump into your cards. Okay, so the summary of your month this month would be something like when opportunity knocks, answer it. So this is a good move, a good month for you overall. But there are some challenges. So here we go. It starts out with the focus of the month. And if you also have anything going on in Libra, this was also the focus of your month. Different deck, same card. This is the Six of Cups, which is nostalgia, looking back, kind of looking back with rose-colored glasses. A lot of times when we think back about all the things that we feel we really want, and oh, but it's comfortable, a lot of times we romanticize it. This is a card of struggling with the way things used to be, struggling with even like the way things are, but are soon to be in the past. This is like a definitely acknowledging the things that you do love and will miss as things continue to grow and shift in your life. The card that symbolizes how you start out the month, so how you walk into it, is the Hermit. This is definitely a major arcana, of which you have 3, so it's a big month for you. The Hermit is pretty much as the name and the picture would suggest, although it's not simply leaving the tribe, going off and just being the weird one. No, not at all. Usually when we think of a hermit as someone who lives aside, we don't quite understand them. That much is true, but the hermit understands themselves. That's really where you're starting this month. That staff with the light, that is your light. That is your intuition. That is your connection to spirit. That is your guiding force forward. You are following that lantern and where it leads you. You are reflecting on what is important to you. You're reflecting inward, not as much the outside. So you are someone who knows yourself. And coming into this month, you are at a point of knowing yourself better than you possibly ever have. And you're pretty sure about your spiritual path in front of you and what your next steps are going to be. But you're you're settled within yourself. The challenge is another major arcana, so another big important card. And the Chariot is, as we see the Charioteer riding with, he's steering 2 of these beautiful horses. And in this particular deck, which is the Tarot of Dreams by Cyril Marchetti, there's a link in the description. This is, to me, it always reminds me of like a clock tower or like a grandfather clock. There's some divine timing within it. The Chariot, when it shows up, it's not necessarily a bad card. When it shows up in the challenge position, a lot of times it can mean that these 2 horses, that the challenge is not so much moving forward, it's getting the sense that you have everything together to go in one direction and you don't feel pulled in different directions. So I think the challenge is that is it quite time yet? I don't know how this blends with this other thing. There's this feeling of unsettledness, and while you feel very ready to like kind of jump out there, it's like something is off. Being that this is a major arcana card, I would say take this to, again, you're coming into the month, you know yourself. So now it's a time to maybe take a little bit of a look at where you're going and what you want to accomplish. This might mean that things might not look the way you think. It's sort of like, okay, I feel ready to go, but are all the wheels aimed in the same direction kind of a vibe? Which brings us to how do you proceed? And this is the final major arcana card that you have, and it is quite the doozy. It is the Wheel. The Wheel is neither good nor bad on its own. It's weighted by the efforts and work and deeds that have preceded it. This basically is chaos. It's a sudden turn of fate and changes. It's an opportunity that just shows up, or an event that just sort of happens, something out of the clear blue sky. And as you can see here, there are already some things lined up, some symbols here, and yet there's a number showing here. This is very much a card of something happens, the roulette wheel of life lands where it lands, and it's surprising. Because you start out the month in that Hermit, you know yourself, and the only challenge is the Charioteer not quite knowing that these two horses are all aimed in the same direction with the same sort of plan ahead. This is a major opportunity, I feel. And I feel like it's something good. So let's take a look at the whispers from your guides, the remaining card that is exactly what it sounds like. See if it helps shed some light on this. It very much does. Six of Swords is about going to a better place, going to calmer seas, often with help, but not always. Remember the Hermit with his lantern? Oops, not your Hermit. The Hermit with his lantern. Not every Six of Swords has a lantern. It's not a traditional part of this card in like the Rider-Waite iconography. I feel like in this particular deck, the Tarot of Dreams, which is very 2021 type energy, like everything done collapsed last year. There's not a lot of structure. We feel like we're free to move on, but what does even the future hold? We can build whatever we want because everything's fell apart. Of course, it was a lot more complicated than that. But here we have the person, he's leading himself. Usually there's someone who is steering the rowboat and there's someone in the back. There's a sense of taking what matters to you. Those swords are the things you brought that matter to you. And this forward momentum out of rough waters and into calm, but yet only lit by the moon. There's a lot that is divinely timed, and there is a lot that is sacred, and you know it's the right thing. However, you don't get to see everything full out light and bright in the day like you would in, say, the Sun card. The sun's not out. You don't get to see everything really evenly. But then again, neither did the Hermit. So you are ready for this journey. This is a journey of also oftentimes pretends going with help. So this could even indicate someone reaching out to you with an opportunity and saying, hey, have you thought about this? Or all of a sudden you get this sort of inspiration of, oh, here's an opportunity. Here's a way I can do the thing I want. Maybe the reason things aren't completely lining up and all the wheels of that chariot aren't aiming in the right direction is because they're not quite meant to be. There's something else that you haven't imagined yet. So this would also be your guide saying when opportunity shows up, or when you can. If you're not in a great place and you need to go somewhere safer or better, this is definitely the card that says there's going to be an opportunity and you need to take it. If you are in a decent place and you're like, yeah, but I want for more, this is the sign to get in that boat and go to the place that you want to go. So continue following the lantern, what reflecting on yourself and getting to know yourself has taught you. Let it carry you forward, even if it's into the darkness. Those seas are absolutely calmer. The mask here is meant for protection. It's a bit shamanic in terms of its iconography itself. It's usually the mask is like, I'm masked, I'm doing the work I need to do, and it's not eliciting the attention or interference of others. So the mask is protective. Someone or something is looking out for you. You are protected with the wisdom that you have. Use your intellect. You know what to do. This is your time to strike. When the knock comes on the door, take it. And I wish you all the best with that and a bright and very, very happy 2023. Thanks for being here. Again, check out your sun, moon, and rising signs if you can. You'll get a more precise view of your entire month ahead. Remember to like and subscribe with notifications on so that you get your February cards. And I will see you next month. Bye for now.